Hello my tyros! Today we're going to be talking about photography. If I know one thing, that thing is this. You cannot take a photo ever without using the exposure triangle. The exposure triangle has three sides. Just like any triangle, but in this case, those three sides, not four, three sides are aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Today we are just going to be talking about shutter speed. Shutter speed is how long your camera lets light pass through the aperture and onto the camera sensor. Shutter speed works with our camera's sensor a lot like how the sun works with our skin. When we expose our skin to direct sunlight, the longer it's exposed, the tanner our skin will become. When we expose our camera sensor to the light, the longer the light is let in, the brighter our picture will be. As my camera person pans laterogradingly from this tree to these cattails, I just have one piece of advice to add, and that is set your shutter speed initially at least to the same number as the focal length of the lens you are shooting through. Right here we have the camera's shutter. Now, this is a mirror you're seeing, but when I press this button, you see the camera's sensor behind it. Now, that sound and what you see there, the motion, is the shutter opening and closing. Open, close. It's a very slow shutter speed right now, just for example. Now, I'm going to put a lens on the camera now. This is a 50mm f1.4 lens. Now, we just explained that you want to set your shutter speed to the same number as the focal length, at least to start out with, that you're using with your camera. So I'm going to set this to 1/50th of a second. And you hear it much faster. This will reduce handheld motion blur when shooting through this camera with this lens. To achieve more light and the possibility of more motion blur, use a slower shutter speed like 1/15th of a second. To achieve less light with the possibility of more crisp focus, use a faster shutter speed like 1/250th of a second. One more thing, in fact two more things before signing off. I'm bad with numbers today. Use more sunblock and use your shutter speed well. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to never miss a Ryan Ellis photography update. Want even more? Well, support me on Patreon to become a premium member.